Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio.
Zaron.
Elizabeth.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good. How's your heart?
Could you stop asking? You never ask about my liver, my kidneys. I rely on them far more.
How's your spleen?
My spleen's good. I burst it once and it's good. It's healed back up.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
That's a terrible
You didn't
feeling.
ask about my heart. My heart is full.
How are your
It's
lungs?
full of it. My lungs are okay.
How's your spastic colon?
Ooh. You're not supposed to tell anyone
Sorry,
about
I
that.
don't use a descriptor. Does that not help? I'm trying to be more personal.
My explosive diarrhea. I don't have explosive diarrhea, guys, and my colon is not spastic. Okay, everybody.
Sorry, I don't know how I got that.
I don't
Interns.
know. Do you know what's ridiculous?
I do, Elizabeth. Nicolas Cage,
Yeah, that's
my man
ridiculous.
Nick Cage, was once stalked by a mime.
That tracks.
Right? According to him, when he was making Bad Lieutenant, he gave some press interviews, and he said, and I quote, "I guess it would fall into the stalker category more or less. I was being stalked by a mime, silent but maybe deadly. Somehow, this mime would appear on the set of Bringing Out the Dead and start doing strange things. I have no idea how it got past security. Finally, the producers took some action. I haven't seen the mime since, but it was definitely unsettling."
Wait, the producers took some action.
I hadn't seen the mime since.
What
Did they ice out this mime? Did they put a hit out on a mime?
They did. They killed a mime.
They'll do anything in Hollywood, Elizabeth.
They really. That is ridiculous.
You got to protect the stars. You know, if
I
one
guess.
mime, if one mime is not a price that they're unwilling to pay.
That's true. And you know what?
They can stack a couple mimes on that pile.
No one's gonna miss them.
Come on, now I like the mimes.
That's ridiculous.
Right?
Do you want to know what else is ridiculous?
I would love to know what else is ridiculous.
Misspelling a signature.
Oh.
Oh. This is Ridiculous Crime, a podcast about absurd and outrageous capers, heists, and cons. It's always 99% murder-free and 100% ridiculous.
Oh, you damn right.
This has not been an easy time, my friend.
Like just hanging out with me?
Yeah, as we
Being in the studio with you.
as we mentioned a few episodes back,
Yes.
everyone's feeling battered and fragile. The
Yes,
world's too much. So
very
when
much
I
so.
sat down, I'm going to make this about me.
Please, I love
To
do
figure
that.
out which story
Make
to
things about
tell
you.
you today
Mm-hmm.
and then do the research for it, I knew I needed to find something escapist.
Ooh, good call.
For me, for you, for Dave, for the interns, and most importantly,
All the ships at sea?
the rude dudes.
Yeah.
So I went back to my wheelhouse.
Uh-huh.
A genre ripe with ridiculous crimes. Fat cat on fat cat crime.
Oh.
My little chickadees, I am doing an art crime today.
Yay, let the people cheer.
And not me personally, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I thought we were going to do an art crime today. Live field recording.
That would be amazing.
We're doing the crime right now. Okay, this is a guard. He's checking us out. You know what he looks like? Sorry, go on.
I've been craving an art crime. Like, so here's how I stumbled upon this one. I was Googlins
Oh, yeah.
away.
As you do.
I was Googling and Googlins on that Antiques Roadshow episode. I was
Oh,
looking
right.
for dirt on the Kino brothers.
Sure.
And I kept trying to, I'm constantly trying to turn off the AI overview feature on Google.
I've heard that if you put in, like if you append before 2020 or 2023, I don't know, pick one, you get no AI answers because it wasn't part of the...
Well, like I've tried to turn it off and it goes away.
yeah.
And then because it's sentient, it comes back again.
Well, I was just saying, if you append to your search, if you add like colon before 2020 or whatever.
Yeah, but what if I need something that's recent?
I don't know how to help you
I
there.
don't want the AI overview though.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't know if you saw the recent episode of 911, the
Yeah.
cautionary tale
About
of the
AI?
AI 911 dispatch.
I know what happened.
It took over and it ate the whole system.
So they got AI for
Yeah.
like the 911 call center.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what has happened to my Google.
Did they have like a whole like HAL thing?
I'm not going to give it away.
Okay.
You got to watch it. It was so good.
Do I?
Yeah. So anyway, it goes away, it comes back again.
Uh-huh.
And when that AI bubble bursts, we
Sure.
are all screwed.
Oh, the financial one.
Yeah, but it's going to be a delicious comeuppance.
Really?
Yeah, it will.
Have you ever seen the Dark Ages? Anything about it?
Yeah, I know.
When the Roman Empire fell, It was a
great.
beautiful comeuppance. Centuries of idiocy
I'm trying to
in
have
Europe.
a bright side here.
No, I know.
Okay,
Go
so
on.
Google AI overview. Hold on. I do have to tell you, though, there's this. Okay, this is a funny / scary anecdote from my mother, a.k.a. the Mamas.
Okay, what up, mamas?
I promise you it's relevant.
All right.
So she's in a couple of book clubs online, like not Wine Mom book clubs. She operates at a higher level.
Oh, yeah, she does.
She has one that just does Eastern canon works. So she does these like deep dives into Confucius or like obscure Japanese literature.
I love this.
And then there's one that's just all close readings of Borges.
This is so your mom.
It is so mamas. And the main one is this like modified great books thing where they read all the important works of literature from Gilgamesh on
Oh
up.
my goodness.
And
I would love to be in a book
goes
club
in
like
a
this.
10-year cycle. that
10-year
one.
cycle?
Yeah. So it was
Wait,
in,
do they reread Gilgamesh into year 10?
yeah, I suppose they go back around.
Wow.
So it was in this book club that something strange happened.
Sure.
They'd been reading John Locke and having this really lively discussion via an email listserv about its impact on Spengler's Decline of the West.
Ah, okay, sure.
And the conversation then naturally extended to the concept of justifiable war. And did Locke differ from Thomas Aquinas in their beliefs on aggression and justifiable war?
Sure.
You know, the kind of chats we all have.
We all have asked this question one time or another in relation to Locke.
And I'm like, did you see 911? But then somebody that nobody knew started chiming in. They went by the name Postmaster.
Chiming in. This is like their chat?
On
like,
the email listserv, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
This guy
Email
named
listserv.
Postmaster.
Uh-huh.
And they made weird comments, asked for specific members' takes on the discussion.
How so?
Like, hey, Jim, so what did you think of?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they referenced using Google Gemini to sort information.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like, oh, well, I use Google Gemini, in order to sift through this and that. And it responded to people's emails.
These brilliant people must have been so offended.
With screenshots of conversations going back to like 2022.
Oh,
well, this is
Lord.
what you said. And yeah.
It took screenshots from their whole history of their listserv.
Yeah. So finally,
Wow.
someone was like,
That's creepy.
who the hell is this person?
And why are they so creepy?
So here's a message from one actual participant.
Please.
Hello. 2 weeks ago, a fellow named Postmasters approached me. I thought he was interested in my alternative democracy, tiered democratic governance. But as our discussion went on, he seemed to have little interest in this idea. Rather, he was trying to recruit me for some kind of mission on a political news group. I had no interest in taking sides in his dispute. My experience is that my ideas have proven to go nowhere on political news groups. I finally cut ties with him, but not before he listed me as a member to this news group. I asked him nicely to remove my email from the group. He said he would. I'm still getting new messages from this group. Can you remove me from this list and maybe provide some discipline for this member? So this is someone who isn't in the book club.
In the book, got pulled into
got
it.
sucked in by Postmaster and put in the
They're
Great
opening
Books
the side door.
listserv.
Come on in.
So this group of scholars,
Sure.
top-level scientists,
Yeah.
learned professionals, artists, world travelers, generally fascinating people, they went on the hunt.
I
So
bet
one
they
member
did.
posted, I'll go out on a limb and say the account does appear to be an AI agent connected with Google, Gemini, and Gmail accounts. It offered us a link to engage with it in very detailed discussions of Spengler's book. If so, it's weird that no one asked Gemini AI for this. It, in quotes, took the initiative to engage with us. Here's a link to remove Gemini AI from Gmail and other Google services. I did this a while back, and one change you might not like is your incoming Gmail will no longer be pre-sorted into various tabs like updates, newsletters, and so on.
Yeah.
It's all lumped into one tab as it was before. By the way, I deleted the Postmaster's account from this reply, but I expect it will see this anyway. I apologize if a human does run that account.
That is nuts. AI just jumps into their book club, invites people, and is pulling up stuff from their past, and no one signed up for this. No one invited
No
them.
one invited. Basically, Google tried to insert itself into a book club conversation in order to promote the use of its AI arm,
Yes.
Gemini. And like the comments were disjointed and hard to follow, which is kind of typical for AI. It was in no way helpful, and it was in way over its motherboard.
Totally. It basically goes in there to kill the vibe. It's inviting the worst person to the party, but they invited themselves.
Yes.
So like, hey, and I brought a buddy.
So then
he came over in the trunk of my car.
I had my run-in with AI overview. So I'm Googling, as I said,
Sure.
looking for information about the Kino brothers, any scandals that they might have been involved in. And the overview popped up at the top of the Google page, right?
Yes.
The search results. And it had like some bland bio stuff and then like the bits and bobs that I talked about in the episode. But then there was this weird line inserted at the end about how maybe I believed they were involved in the Knoedler and Company fraud, but I would be mistaken. Like, you might think that they were part of this, but that's not true.
What's with the tone, AI?
As if I had suggested to it. And it's like, oh, don't worry yourself about that little lady.
Someone who writes prompts like you, they might be deluded to think.
You get confused so easily, lady host. So I ignored the...
Getting patronized by AI now?
I ignored the attitude I was getting from AI overview, but I zeroed in on Knoedler and Company.
Okay. So you pulled some gold out of this.
Yeah. It was like a little treat that had been set out in front of me. So I was like, at that point, I'm too far down the Antiques Roadshow rabbit hole to like abort mission and course correct. So I wrote it on a Post-it note and I slapped it on my desktop monitor.
Smart.
Zaron, you work on an Apple laptop. Like you're all on the go and like journalistic and young.
Sure. Yeah. I guess that's how you could call me.
I write for the most part on a desktop computer with two enormous monitors.
That is true.
It's heaven. It's heaven. And I also tend...
Looks like a command center.
It's
I've
totally
seen
a
it.
command center. I also tend to accidentally turn on my iPhone's flashlight and not realize it, like a little too often for my taste. So that's how I found
when you
today's
pull your
story.
phone off your desk, all of a sudden light disappears.
Yeah, like I take it out of my pocket and the flashlight's on, and people are like, "Oh, your flashlight's on?" Oh, sorry. Anyway, that's how I found today's story. Knoedler and Company.
Knoedler and Company.
Thanks, AI. No, it was a fluke. Art crime. So I'm so excited. This is a good one. I want to kick things off for real with a quote from the publication Art News. Quote:
Yes.
"The art market is notoriously opaque. The cliche is that it is the largest unregulated industry in the world, besides guns and drugs." They said it, baby, not me. Not me. So one of the oldest names in American art dealing was Knoedler and Company.
Okay, that's why it's sounding familiar.
Yeah, so it began in 1852 as the New York branch of a Paris-based art dealership, Goupil & C. And Goupil... They specialized in prints and reproductions, and those were like in super high demand among this expanding American like middle and upper class.
Sure, they wanted the lithographs.
Yeah. Michael Knoedler was a German-born employee of the place. They sent him to New York to manage the branch.
Oh.
In 1857, he bought the American operation outright, and he called it M. Knoedler and Company.
Gotcha.
So during the second half of the 1800s, the U.S. was going like this crazy industrial growth, right? Industrial revolution. This created this new class of like hyper wealthy people who were desperate for cultural legitimacy.
Ah, yes. Where can I buy that, sir?
Right. And one of the ways that they chased it was through collecting fine European art.
Okay.
And so Knoedler was like, I am going to meet this demand. So they transitioned from selling prints to brokering paintings.
Oh.
Especially works by old masters and like really established European artists.
Huh. They like wheeze in on some estate sales early and then get a reputation.
And then we have all the night. And they're saying ship it over from Europe.
Okay.
So the Knoedler and Company cultivated these relationships with European dealers, aristocratic families whose collections were coming onto the market, because this is a time of political upheaval.
Oh, of course,
in Europe. So, and there are inheritance issues, all this financial pressure. So they're starting to grab this stuff up.
Basically, we're creating Italy, Germany. There's a Crimean War. There's a bunch of stuff happening that's very disruptive.
By the 1880s and 1890s, Knoedler was like completely established as this gatekeeper between European art and American wealth.
Okay.
Its clients included members of the Vanderbilt family, J.P. Morgan, William Rockefeller, Huntington, Havemeyer, all these other like, robber barons, basically. And they're also the people whose collections would go on to form the backbone of American museums.
The museums, I was about to say. You buy these family collections and all of a sudden you got most of them in a museum.
Right. So the Knoedler reputation rested on its ability to provide provenance, discretion, access. In the early 20th century, Knoedler started to like deepen its focus on old masters and museum grade stuff.
Okay.
So not just like even the low level, like this is like big dog works.
Sure. Gold frame beauties.
Yes. Charles Carstairs He was one of the firm's most influential figures, and he was like the trusted advisor of all these major collectors, most notably Henry Clay Frick.
Oh, yeah.
So when Frick was young, he announced, like, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I turn 30.
Yeah.
And that was his mindset, and he was right.
And he did it, yeah.
Yeah, so he started out by founding a coke or coal-based fuel manufacturing company, not the cocaine.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Which would be hilarious. Cocaine
He got
factory.
into coke business. He had a factory back then. People were like, we should make this illegal. This factory is making everybody
So
nuts.
great. And so he was able to start that because he got loans from his lifelong pal, Andrew Mellon.
Yeah, Mellon Carnegie. Yeah, Mellon.
Yep. So he later Frick became the chairman of Carnegie Steel Company. He made a lot of money for them by union busting and skull busting on strikers.
Yes, give me a handful of Pinkertons and I can change labor laws.
One of those guys.
Yes.
So he was instrumental in founding U.S. Steel, which became the world's largest steel manufacturer.
Oh, yeah.
He's also like into real estate and all this stuff. And so being a rich guy back then, he was really into rich people stuff, like fine art.
Of course.
So
The oilier, the better.
Right. So Carstairs, he helps Frick put together this collection that eventually becomes the Frick Collection.
Yes.
And today, that's like 1,500 works of art by people like Bellini, Fragonard, Gainsborough, Goya, Rembrandt, Titian, Turner, Whistler. I just gave you an alphabetical rundown.
Yeah.
So smooth. So Knoedler,
those are all huge names in the art world.
huge names.
Yeah.
So Knoedler is like the primary intermediary in a lot of the Frick purchases.
Okay.
So pretty much most of it went through them. Knoedler's London office, so that he's got the American one. He establishes a London office. They work closely with British dealers, and they had this like transatlantic pipeline for sourcing and vetting works.
Gotcha.
So the gallery has this like growing reputation for scholarship and documentation. They kept the most detailed records. And that now like their records then went on to be stored at like the Getty Research Institute.
They become a backbone of provenance.
Yeah. And longevity was their brand. And so it's not really just a gallery, but it's an institution. There's
Something
historical
you can give your
memory.
grandchildren.
Yeah. After World War II, like the center of gravity in the art world started to shift. So modern and contemporary art gains prominence, especially abstract expressionism.
For collectors, yeah.
So this genre, abstract expressionism, is emerging in New York in the late 40s and 50s. And they're like classic genius artists are like Jackson Pollock, Ruth Asawa, Willem de Kooning, Mark Rothko, Robert De Niro Sr.
Yeah.
Yes,
Doesn't
that
get shouted
one.
out enough. Good call, Elizabeth. I like it.
Lee Krasner.
Lee Krasner. Hoping you're going to come up
Barnett
with Lee Krasner.
Newman.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going
Hell
deep.
yeah. You're going deep.
So it's like,
No Jasper Johns on your sleeve.
not on this
Okay.
run. They're basically saying, did you wear like a cool smock painter work
Yes.
clothes and listen to jazz in like a large loft space?
Wear your pants a little high.
Yeah, did you have tumultuous romances and like depression and quirks, but not quirky? And, like, did you smoke cigarettes and love Spanish wine and wear like rad wafers? You're in.
Hear the subway from where you
Yes,
paint.
you're in.
Love
So
this.
was taking the art world by storm. It was new. It was now.
Yes, and it really inherited a lot of energy and all of a sudden became the cresting moment of all
Yes.
of that energy.
And then there was Knoedler.
Okay.
So
saying I'll capitalize on all this.
Still pushing the old masters,
Yeah.
European painting.
Oh, did not adopt.
Yeah, nothing wrong with those, but a business has to go where the market takes it.
Of course. And where the money
the
is.
market was taking Knoedler to the Lower East Side and some cool spots. So the gallery, they start gradually adapting to this changing market.
All right.
Let's take a break here. When we come back, we'll see what happens when change does actually come to the gallery. Zaron, Knoedler and Company.
Right on.
They were slowly changing with the times.
Catching up with one would
Yeah,
might put it that way.
offering some contemporary art, but still focusing on the old masters.
Still, okay, working their lane.
And they struggled.
Sounds like it.
So by 1970, they were almost bankrupt.
Oh, yeah. By then, most of their customers had to be dead.
Yeah, well, they had purchased the Morris Mansion, which is like this huge townhouse on East 70th Street, just like a few doors down from the Frick collection.
Okay.
So it's this enormous Italian Renaissance-style limestone mansion built in 1909 for Dave Hennon Morris and his bride, Alice Vanderbilt Shepherd.
Oh.
And so Morris, he was a lawyer. He was also all about auto racing. And he was named ambassador to Belgium by Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1933. He went on to found Automobile Club of America.
Really?
Yeah. So he has this house. It's
AAA.
AAA.
Yeah.
17,000 square foot
Wait,
house.
no, that's Automobile Association of America?
Sure.
Anyway.
I don't know. Whatever. It's auto car guys.
Okay, car guys. He's a big car guy.
Automobile Club, the ACA.
Yeah, ACA, not AAA.
Sure.
I don't know how I turned that into
Whatever.
AAA.
Look, it could be everything.
To
I'm
my
AAA.
ears,
You're
it is.
AAA.
Everything is everything.
Yeah. 17,000 square foot house, 2 roof decks, each have a view of Central Park.
Wow.
30 rooms, 2 elevators.
30 rooms.
French doors open onto stone balconies. There's like a dozen fireplaces.
I bet.
The family had it until 1949. And then it got converted into offices in 1952.
Oh, rough.
Yeah. And then Knoedler bought it.
Like lawyers' offices.
Yeah. Knoedler bought the whole building in 1973. So the gallery bought it for $2.5 million.
Okay.
It sold in 2014 for $50.25 million.
It's quite the appreciation.
Guys, it's not on the market now, but it is on Zillow. And their Zestimate is only $40 million.
Oh, it fell.
Yeah. My
so
condolences,
they need to do some renovations.
corporate raiders.
Foundation's cracking.
Yeah, I guess. So
what's up with these eaves?
1971.
Is that water damage?
Industrialist Armand Hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Bought Knoedler and Company for $2.5 million.
Yeah.
So basically paid for the townhouse. Armand Hammer, not Arm and Hammer, like the baking soda.
Which he later...
Yeah, that product was actually in use for 31 years before he was born.
Yeah.
And then he did eventually buy the brand
Once
just
he
to
got
shut
rich,
everybody
he's
up.
like, okay, here you go.
Yeah.
For Christ, leave me alone.
He was actually named after the arm and hammer symbol of the Socialist Labor Party of America. That's not a joke. Because his dad was a Russian-born communist activist.
Good for him.
So there's a whole other story there about his dad getting busted for his politics and smuggling diamonds and stuff to support the Bolsheviks back home.
Yes.
Armand went to medical school, but he never really practiced. And then he went to the Soviet Union a lot, and he was on FBI Director Hoover's watch list.
I was going to say 100%.
Yeah. So he made his fortune in pharmaceuticals and whiskey, living large.
The dad did.
No, Armand.
Oh, Armand. That was his fortune.
And he was almost retired.
He's like, Dad taught me about smuggling.
Yeah, but then he was put in charge of then failing Occidental Petroleum in 1956.
Oh, right.
And he turned him around. He was CEO and chairman for 33 years. And it became one of the largest companies in the U.S. The press used to call him Lenin's chosen capitalist. So
it's clever.
His great-grandson is that actor who's been accused of cannibalism, Armie Hammer.
Oh, yeah. Old
That's
Teeth
fun.
Marks himself.
That's fun. So Hammer's business interests around the world and his, quote, citizen diplomacy helped him cultivate this wide network of friends and associates. He was an art collector. He had all these ties in the art world. So he buys the gallery. Under his ownership, they continue to operate as this prestigious dealership.
Yeah.
After he died, ownership remained connected to the Hammer family, and the gallery went into like the late 20th century with its historical reputation intact.
Totally.
And that's thanks in very large part to its director at the time, Lawrence Rubin. He was the one who shifted the business's focus to more contemporary stuff.
Okay.
He filled the walls with like Dieberkorn, Frank Stella, Sean Scully.
Oh, nice.
And one of the people that he hired, that Lawrence Rubin hired, was Anne Friedman.
Oh, okay.
So in 1977, she was a receptionist that Rubin poached from another gallery. She was 29 years old. But she comes in and she's just like making her way up the ranks in the gallery.
And I'm sure she knew art. It wasn't like she was just a Kelly girl.
She's got a great eye.
Yeah.
She knows how to like work with people. She hustled. So over the next 2 decades, she goes steadily up through the organization. By the 90s, she'd become their most visible contemporary representative and its president. And then in 94, she gets named director of Knoedler and Company. So she was born in Scarsdale, New York, grew up there. She studied art. She had a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree from Washington University in St. Louis. She trained as a painter. So she had this like firsthand familiarity with the process and the materials.
Totally.
Yeah. So during this Rubin Friedman era, Knoedler just like really took on more and more post-war and contemporary art.
Okay.
Really got away from the old masters. And they aligned themselves with this growing financial and cultural value of abstract expressionism. So Friedman, she's got great relationships with collectors, estates, artists. She becomes this like confident, persuasive dealer, and she can place major works. She is just it.
It's like a Houston museum calls them. They're like, I've got the perfect for you.
Yes. And she's got a Rolodex. It's like a who's who of the movers and shakers at the time. David Geffen, the Taubman family. Huh. You remember the Taubman family?
Yeah.
I did an episode about the guy. He was the real estate mall developer guy who helped create Irvine, California. Bought the A&W brand, collected a ton of art. He bought Sotheby's, did the price fixing with Christie's. I told the story back in 2023. I was just a young girl then.
Weren't we all?
Not the wasted old crone you see before you today. Anyway, Friedman was close to the Taubmans. Plugged into the art world, especially on the I want to buy it side.
Gotcha. That's the fun side.
Yeah, exactly. So in the early 90s.
Instead of the I need to sell this, the family's fighting.
Exactly. Oh, God. So in the early 1990s, Glafira Rosales.
Can you say that name one more time?
Glafira Rosales.
I love that.
She starts poking around the gallery. She's from Long Island. She's got like a limited standing in the elite art world. Basically,
a newcomer.
No standing. But she brought paintings to Knoedler that were described as previously unknown works by well-known abstract expressionist masters.
What we call counterfeits.
Yeah. So she's like, all this art comes from a private collection, and the owner wants to remain anonymous.
Naturally.
Yeah. And
no questions,
that's why
please.
There's no exhibition history. Yeah. There's no documentation, no provenance.
They just had great taste. This was in their living room. This was in their dining room. They had this in the bathroom.
Rosales is like, I'll be the intermediary between the collector and the gallery.
Gotcha.
The paintings were like stylistically convincing, visually consistent with the artist to which they were attributed, but they were fakes.
They were fakes.
Yeah, they were in fact produced by Pei Shen Qian, a Chinese-born artist living in Queens.
Good for him.
So Qian Qian was like part of the avant-garde art circles in Shanghai in the 70s, and then moved to the U.S. By the 90s, he was painting works in the style of like Rothko, Pollock, de Kooning, Newman.
That's crazy.
Right. So Rosales would pay him like these little amounts of money per painting, and then she'd turn around and they'd go for millions.
Wow.
At Knoedler. Friedman was like, yeah, this sounds right. She starts selling the paintings to collectors
with this like janky provenance. So she's now lending hers to actually give it out. Okay.
So she's going by this like, well, it's a private collection.
Sure. Yeah.
And then we have such a great reputation. So she doesn't have complete documentary provenance, but it's just like, trust me.
It's like single, maybe double owners. It's
right. Well, I mean, a lot of it was like, he got it directly from the artist, and it never,
30, 40 years.
Yeah. So in 2003, a collector bought a painting attributed to Jackson Pollock for like $2 million. And then the buyer goes to get it authenticated. The International Foundation for Art Research declined to endorse the work, in part because Jackson Pollock was misspelled.
What?
Yeah. Oops.
Wait a minute.
They refunded.
You're spending all this time getting all the, like, in this case, drip work right, and you don't take time to look at how he spells his name?
The painting was returned and the guy got a refund. So despite this warning sign, Knoedler continues to sell similar works attributed to other abstract expressionists.
I mean, isn't that just another image that you see? Like, I need to imitate that.
They just kept it real quick, I guess.
I mean, so it shouldn't be a spelling. That should literally be an image.
Well, so the gallery doesn't disclose this authentication failure. Over the following years, dozens of paintings get sold, prices climbing as like confidence in this collection starts to solidify. Rosales still acts as the conduit. Friedman, still the primary figure at Knoedler, presenting the works to clients. Lab tests, when they were done, were really limited, and they didn't resolve any fundamental questions of provenance.
Because it's pretty easy to get those materials. We're only talking the 40s, the 50s, the 60s.
Zaron, close your eyes.
Oh, yeah, my eyes are closed.
I want you to picture it.
Yes.
It's November 2004, and you are the executive assistant of Domenico De Sole. You're standing outside of 19 East 70th Street, the offices of Knoedler & Company. It's a leafy little one-way side street off of bustling Madison Avenue. It's quiet and elegant. You drove past the Frick collection, and just beyond it on the left is number 19. You stand beneath a large blue canopy that reads Knoedler, waiting for Mr. and Mrs. de Sole to climb out of the chauffeured Mercedes that whisked you some 20 blocks up Madison Avenue here from the Four Seasons. Domenico and Eleonore exit the vehicle. He's impossibly dapper in a dark gray suit and Gucci sunglasses. She's got on an incredibly chic Loro Piana silk shirt dress in the palest shade of blush, a matching fabric belt cinched at her waist. They float your way, chatting quietly to each other in Italian. His wife often refers to herself as Domenico's unpaid secretary. And oh, you laugh, but you do most of the work. And oh, you laugh. Domenico, who's from Calabria, spends most of his time with his wife at their home in Hilton Head, South Carolina. That means you spend most of your time in Hilton Head, South Carolina. The de Soles are nice people, a couple of filthy rich fancy folks. And there are certainly perks to your job. You see, Domenico was the CEO of the Gucci Group. The man knows fashion. He and his wife are always outfitted in the most understated, luxurious pieces. Oh, and he co-founded a little label called Tom Ford International. You press the buzzer at the door and hold your leather document case to your chest. It's starting to get a little chilly. The wide oak door swings open and a receptionist directs you down a long hallway covered in impressively large pieces of modern art. You aren't particularly savvy in this context, but to be honest, neither are the de Soles. They have a lot of expensive art, but they like what they like, and they don't know a huge amount beyond that. You're led into a warm office and greeted by a woman with a curly mop of gray hair and no-nonsense frameless glasses. She's dressed smart and looks smart. She smiles and asks you all to sit. You take the club chair by the door, and the de Soles sit in overstuffed chairs opposite this woman and her desk. Anne Friedman, she tells them as she shakes their hands. You just nod at her from the back of the room. Soft classical music plays from a sound system down the hall. The de Soles introduce themselves and tell Friedman they're looking for a painting by the artist Sean Scully. They'd heard the gallery represented him. The de Soles have a Scully in their house in Hilton Head. It's 4 columns of bright stripes, each column with 2 colors, but all the columns are different. It always reminds you of striped winter scarves lined up on a bench or something. You like them. So do the de Soles. Friedman tells them that she doesn't have any Scullys in their current inventory, but would they be interested in a Rothko? As a matter of fact, it's the one right over there. She motions to the wall to her right. On it hangs a dower work. It has stripes, sure, but they're muted and liminal and depressed. This one seems so depressed, you think. Friedman explains that it actually belongs to a private Swiss collector, one who wants to remain anonymous. It's a major piece, she says. It's only for those with great taste and wealth. There's some back and forth, and then a deal is struck. The de Soles buy the painting from Knoedler for $8.3 million, an eye-watering amount. They've never paid anywhere near this for such a thing. Domenico asks you to hand him the leather document case. Friedman taps her computer screen to life. She begins to enter in the invoice for the Rothko. Domenico asks that the buyer be listed as Laura de Sole. That's their eldest daughter. You know where this is going. We want the painting to go to her when we die, Domenico explains. His wife tells Friedman that they didn't want the painting to wind up with their younger daughter, Ricky. They fight, he says. And I don't want to roll over in my grave, she adds. Lovely, says Friedman, as she hits print and tells the couple the invoice will be sent to their email as well. Domenico is already on the phone with his banker, arranging the wire transfer from the details on a fine sheet of cardstock Friedman slid across the desk to him. Oh, you laugh. Zaron.
Wow.
Let's pause.
Sliding a card across the table and you get $8 million in return. It's nuts.
Let's go buy some art. And when we come back, about that Rothko.
Nice. Let me get my keys.
Hi, Zaron.
Oh, Elizabeth.
Hi, Zaron. Did you buy any good art over the break?
I did. I bought it was kind of like a postcard, and it was this 7-year-old had been working on it for a little while, and it cost me about a sleeve of Oreos.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think it was going to be a really smart investment over time.
Yeah.
If that 7-year-old makes it to actual like stardom in the art world,
Yeah.
I have one of their earliest works.
Nice.
So I'm pretty stoked. What about you?
I made a couple bids.
Did you?
On an auction website for fine art.
Like beep boop bop beep boop bop.
It's an interesting provenance. It's a collection that has never seen gallery displays. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing with you.
It's a set. It's a collection.
Yeah,
There's 5
please.
pieces.
Uh-huh.
And they're by Thomas Kincaid. And they're tasteful nudes.
Tasteful nudes by Thomas Kincaid. Are dolphins involved?
They're explicit. Like, they're really offensive and explicit, but they're Kincaid's.
That's amazing. So look at you.
His DNA is in them. In 2009,
yes,
Friedman resigned from Knoedler.
Uh-oh.
She got a grand jury subpoena and things weren't looking good.
Oh, so it wasn't like, I'm going to go and travel. I'm going to Mykonos.
This thing was snowballing.
Yeah, I bet.
Knoedler closed in November of 2011.
For good. After all that history.
All those years and all those good memories.
Yeah.
And the civil lawsuits that followed forced facts into the open because there were like pleadings, discovery fights, public allegations. By the early 2010s, federal investigators, basically the FBI and the prosecutors of the Southern District of New York, they're working the case as a fraud and money laundering investigation.
Naturally.
So in the federal system, art forgery is typically prosecuted not as like standalone art crime, but through like financial statutes like wire fraud, conspiracy, money laundering, tax offenses.
Completely. Yeah, well, especially wire fraud. Like
In the criminal narrative that the Southern District of New York put forth, remember Glafira Rosales?
Yes. How could I forget?
They're like, she was the cornerstone of this. She's the central intermediary.
Yeah.
She gave the galleries the paintings that she said were authentic. She also participated in fabricating these provenance stories. On September 16th, 2013, Southern District of New York announced that Rosales had pleaded guilty in Manhattan federal court in connection with what the prosecutors are now at this point describing as an $80 million fake art scheme.
Oh my goodness.
$80 million.
And she didn't have the common sense to be in the Cayman Islands or Venezuela, somewhere with that expedition?
No, the charges, so she pleads guilty to wire fraud related conspiracy, counts of like money laundering, tax crimes. She agreed forfeiture totaling $33.2 million, including a home that she'd bought.
Oh,
and then she had to do restitution in an amount not to exceed $81 million. So she gets sentenced to the time she'd already served, which was 82 days, plus 9 months of home detention, 3 years of supervised release.
So they gave her a bracelet and sent her home?
Yeah. April 21st, 2014, they announced charges against Jose Carlos Bergatinos Diaz, Jesus Angel Bergatinos Diaz,
family.
And Pei Shan Qian in connection with the art fraud scheme.
Okay, the master.
So yeah, Qian was the creator of these fake works.
Yeah, she's the fake master.
The Bergatinos brothers.
By the way, did Qian sell any of her own works? Like, did she have? Were there any?
He.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Did he have any of his own works out there?
We'll see.
Okay, I was just curious.
So the Bergatinos brothers and Rosales, they were the ones who commissioned them, moved the pieces to market, helped create the false provenance. Jose Carlos was, what's her name? Rosales' abusive ex and the brother of Jesus.
Ooh.
Yeah, part of the reason why she got her sentence reduced is she was like, my boyfriend was abusive and he's the one who made me do this, which like, I don't know about
Do we believe it?
The judge did.
Do you? After reading what
I don't know enough.
Okay. I mean, I'm not saying, obviously, like, I believe people when they claim things.
Yeah, no.
Especially in terms of abuse, but like, in terms of the culpability part, it's really what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Do you think it was like both of their ideas?
I don't know. I don't know. According to a press release, Jose Carlos was like, he's the one who kicked this off, that he saw Qian selling paintings on a street corner in Manhattan.
He's the idea.
And he's the one who commissioned them.
Okay.
Qian got charged for wire fraud, conspiracy, a false statements charge because he lied to the FBI, which we know.
Never lied to the FBI. Say nothing.
But then he took off and went back to China.
Good for him.
Yeah. And
use those international laws to your benefit.
His story was always, look, I was just making paintings. I had no idea they were selling them.
Oh, that's a good one. Plausible deniability.
You know,
the Ronald Reagan defense.
And then bye.
I didn't know what was going on.
And now he's a painter in China now.
Oh, good for him then. Really, yeah.
You know who else
He's got double provenance now.
Exactly.
You're the guy who did the...
You know who else wasn't in the country?
Who?
The Bergatinos brothers.
Smart Bergatinos.
They scurried off to Spain. And then they got arrested in Spain, though.
Naturally.
Fought extradition. A Spanish court approved the extradition of Jesus Angel, subject to like additional approvals and like potential appeals.
Okay.
But a Spanish high court denied the extradition request for Jose Carlos.
Wait, Jesus was the abusive one, right?
No, it's Jose. Was the boyfriend.
Okay.
Jesus was the brother.
Right, okay.
Jose's the boyfriend.
I'm back up to speed.
They didn't extradite him because of health concerns. They also pointed at the possibility of Spanish jurisdiction given that the money was flowing through Spain. So they're like, we'll handle this.
We want to bust him?
Yeah, we want a piece of this.
We have castles that are prisons. We want to do this.
Exactly.
Okay.
But in 2015, the De Soles, they finally got their time in the court.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Because I know they got lawyers.
4 years went by where they tried to do these settlements and they're like, let's have it out. I want a piece of Knoedler. They argued that for 15 years, Knoedler was a racketeering operation. And so they wanted treble damages,
really?
25 mil under federal RICO laws. The gallery, Friedman, the gallery's holding company, which was 831 Holdings, that was owned by Armand Hammer's grandson, Michael. They're all defendants. Michael, father of alleged cannibal actor and abuser Armie Hammer.
I was just about to ask. I'm like, he'd have to be pretty close if he's the grandson.
Allegedly, yeah. So the trial started in Manhattan in January of 2016. It went on for 3 weeks. So behind a screen in the courtroom was the fake Rothko. And sometimes they'd wheel it out for the jury to look at it, and then it would go back behind this screen.
Could only the jury see it? Like no one else. Everyone turn your heads. Jury gets to see
it. Avert your eyes. This is the same one that they had in their the De Soles.
Yeah.
Had in their house, all alarmed up.
The somber stripes.
Behind a glass case for 6 years. Now
telling
they know,
all their friends.
Now that they know it's fake, they're just like
prize of our collection.
Roughly handling it. Like no one
tossing
cares.
Around like a frisbee.
Exactly. So Domenico first thought something was off when he saw in the New York Times that another duped collector, Pierre Lagrange, had filed a lawsuit against Knoedler. And so then he goes into overdrive. And getting justice had been his passion ever since.
Really? He needed a hobby.
He and his wife were big personalities in court. They'd pull faces and confer with the press during breaks. She would weep into a tissue.
Or into her fur coat.
Oh, yeah. Then there's Anne Friedman. She's stone cold. No expression, no eye contact.
I see, because she knows she's been doing this.
Emily Reisbaum was the lawyer for the plaintiffs on their team of 3 lawyers. And she gave the opening statement. And she focused on what she called the 6 red flags that form the backbone of the case against Knoedler.
Okay.
1. Red flag number 1. Friedman knew nothing of Rosales before she came to Knoedler and had no reason to trust her. Red flag 2. No one had ever seen or heard of the works Rosales was bringing in. And there was no documentation, receipts, sales records, photographs to corroborate their existence.
That was the only red flag I really needed. I was like, wait a minute. There's not a single claim about these books.
Red flag 3. Rosales offered the works at, quote, bargain basement prices. And Knoedler made massive profits in selling them. Profits Reisbaum described as, quote, not normal. Red flag 4.
Yes.
Knoedler paid Rosales for the works partly by wire transfer, partly by check, and partly with cash payment, usually just under $10,000.
Oh.
The federal bank reporting requirement.
Trigger, yeah.
Red flag 5. Knoedler and Freeman not only didn't know Rosales' source for the works, they, quote, actually made up the story about where the works came from themselves. And then red flag.
But then like an email trail of them going back and forth on details.
You know what who knows? The red flag 6. Beginning in 1994, when the gallery sold the first Rosales work, various experts voiced suspicions about the collection. So
you have no evidence and no one believes you. Keep it rolling.
The big question is, were Friedman and others at Knoedler in on the con? And it's really hard to believe they weren't.
I'd say almost impossible to believe they weren't.
Yeah. According to Art News, quote, Domenico testified that Friedman told him and his wife that 11 experts had authenticated the Rothko. He was careful to use the word authenticate. The defense's argument that no one person authenticates a work and that even the combined opinions of many experts is not binding. The De Solis' lawyer argued that Friedman presented the works as authentic without disclosing any of the questions surrounding where it came from. So where they came from, if you'll recall, was this anonymous Swiss
one collection.
Apparently sugar baron is what they were telling
sugar
people.
Baron, yeah. Swiss sugar baron.
Who had homes in Switzerland and Mexico.
A Swiss sugar baron.
Swiss sugar baron.
Selling Mexican
basically
sugar, I assume?
Swiss miss.
Swiss miss.
Running that Swiss miss.
Monsieur Swiss miss.
It was all very hush-hush.
Okay.
And then where did he get the paintings?
Where, Elizabeth?
Well, straight from the artist's studios, of course.
Oh, we bought them off of the easel.
That's why there are no gallery records and they're not in collection books. And then when he died, his son asked Rosales to sell some of the works. And she's like, okay, sure.
He's like, I got to state taxes.
Yeah, totally.
I got issues.
How do we know each other? I don't know.
I met him at a park
at
in
a party.
Greece.
Park in Greece. According to court transcripts, the folks at Knoedler referred to the anonymous collector as, quote, Mr. X.
Oh, come on.
And Friedman also referred to him as, quote, Secret Santa.
Secret Santa.
And his time...
And called him Money Man.
Time goes on.
We getting paid, Money Man here.
The gallery's story of the painting's provenance starts to change a little.
How so?
So first they said that Alfonso Osorio, who was a friend of Jackson Pollock and his contemporaries, facilitated all of Mr. X's purchases. But there's
originally he was he knew who was who.
Right, but there's no evidence of that.
Yes.
And Osorio, who was really well-known person in that world, was also well-known for keeping meticulous records.
That's a mistake in your story.
Yeah. So
you're the one exception to what he's known for.
But like when Friedman was trying to pass that Rothko off to Domenico and his wife, she said that Mr. X had been in a love affair with a guy who was a former low-level employee at two leading New York galleries that showed the abstract expressionists in their prime in the 50s. But that Mr. X was married and had a family, so he wanted his name to be kept secret.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're going to hide it behind the man in the closet.
Yes.
Like, he's like,
yes, exactly.
Okay. So also they're saying like these were gifts to the young lover?
Well, that he like, I don't know.
Mr. X came back and said, can I have all my paintings?
Yeah, that I'm in this affair with him and he's like getting me these paintings.
Yeah, or he's just introducing them to the artists?
Yeah, perhaps. So Rosales is giving these goofy stories. The Knoedler staff can't confirm any of them.
Of course not.
But it didn't stop them from putting those details into their own documentation.
What?
And it didn't stop them from accepting the new batches of paintings that Rosales would bring every year. Usually just like rolled up in the backseat of her Mercedes. She'd drive up and be like, here you go, toss them out.
Frame these. I got to go.
Right?
Got checks to cash.
So, there was like fascinating testimony from this woman, Ruth Blankenshire. She used to be the Knoedler accountant.
Oh, I bet she got stories.
She went on to become the CFO at 831 Holdings, that Hammer family outfit.
Yeah.
So she had to talk cash flow and finances, and that's not something that people get to see very often in the art world.
Or double entry accounting.
Exactly. The press in the art world were riveted.
I bet they were.
And so
now they got the receipts.
She had to bleed it out, right? So she lets him know Friedman made $300,000 a year, and she made about $10.4 million off the sale of all the Rosales works, all told.
She works on commission.
She works on commission, yeah. With the $300,000. Hammer, 831's owner, he had a salary of $400,000 a year, plus a 20% share of the combined profits of 831's subsidiaries, and that includes Knoedler and then Hammer's own gallery. Plus, there was a company, American Express card, that the company paid. He didn't pay it. So between 2001 and 2012, Hammer ran up $1.2 million on the card. And then that includes a $10,000 trip to Paris with his wife.
Are they paying like the minimum each month? Like, I don't know how this works.
No, they just paid it off, but he's not paying it. The company's paying it.
The company's paying it for him.
It's just part of its budget.
So every month, whatever he runs up, they pay it off.
They pay it off.
So this is basically a credit line.
Yes.
Okay.
A perk.
Yeah.
They bought him cars. 831 bought cars for Hammer. Stuff like a $523,000 Mercedes and a $482,000 Rolls Royce. He turned around and sold the Rolls Royce in 2008 for $452,000 and pocketed all the cash from the sale.
And he told the buyer, this is a Bentley.
Yeah. And then he went as far as to list the cash from that sale as salary on his W-2.
Well, because, it was.
It's all,
It's a gift. A gift is a salary. It's all like ins and outs, things you wouldn't understand. High finance.
According to Art News, quote, the point of exposing all this was to prove that Hammer was reaping benefits directly from Knoedler's profits on the Rosales works and using that money to support a lavish lifestyle.
Yeah, he was dipping into the sugar baron sums too.
Yeah. Are you aware of any board meetings that took place in Paris? Crowell asked regarding Hammer's trip there. None that I'm aware of, Blankenship said. So the trial's cooking along.
Yeah.
And then both Hammer and Friedman were set to be called to the stand. This is going to get good.
Oh, hell yeah.
Everyone's just like electric with anticipation.
Fighting for the front row seats.
But then nothing.
What?
Court breaks for lunch. And then they're like, well, there's been this unexpected delay and things will start back up again tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes, jury's not there. The parties had settled.
I settled out of court.
Yeah.
Of course.
And they're apparently all very happy. And so Luke Nikas was Friedman's attorney. He talked to Art News after the settlement. And he was like, those 6 red flags are garbage. The plaintiff brought a bogus case.
What?
But we still settled. And he said why'd you settle? Well, there were too many other pending cases and other pending settlements on the table.
So we got other legal work to get to?
If
so we just settled this one?
If it went all the way through with the trial, it would have tanked all the other settlements. And they all would have wanted to go to trial. So M.H. Miller, deputy editor of Art News, closed out the piece on this with this quote. I was surprised to see several of the Rosales fakes hanging in Nikas's office, including the very first work that Rosales showed to Friedman, a Rothko, and the Pollock with the misspelled signature. Beneath the Pollock was a framed New York Times article with the headline, Note to Forgers, Don't forget the spell check. I'm just interested in the picture itself, Nikas said. So, Zaron, what's your ridiculous takeaway?
The thing about lying, and I've been told this since I was a kid, is that the truth has less details.
Yes.
And so when you get into like, I've got a Swiss sugar baron,
Exactly.
It's got to be pretty clear to people.
Yeah.
Because we're getting into hinky territory. It's starting to be a bit sus. Things are too specific. Monsieur Swiss Miss, I don't know about him. So that's mine. What about you, Elizabeth?
I can't feel bad for anybody, really. I mean, like, the De Solis, like, I know they wanted this wonderful piece of art, but, like, if that's your big complaint, is I've spent $8.3 million
robbed.
And I got robbed. Like, no one's, everyone's whole at the end of the day, really.
Sure, yeah. Only feelings got hurt.
Right.
And lawyers and accountants got paid.
And so, I mean, in my opinion, there's no way that the gallery and Friedman were unaware. Like they knew. But I think
they're the people who give the art world the reputation it has.
Yeah, but the ones who paid the biggest price are the low level ones who did the actual street work, which is typical. But
very typical. And the fact that they didn't have to publicly confess to their crimes on the witness stand, and instead they settled. Seems interesting because it's like you could, if you knew settling was an option, you could have done that so long ago before you dragged it this far and ruined everything. Yeah, but they're like, no, we want to ruin everything, and then we're going to get out of just the part where we have to sit on the hot seat.
Yep, so, there it is. Anyway, fat cats. You know what I would like is a talk back.
Heck yeah.
Talk back. Oh my God! Did he just say that?
OMG.
Hello, Zaron, Elizabeth, and producer D. To my four-legged intern friends, I might need your help because my new mission in life is to bring Quaaludes back. I think it's so unfair, Elizabeth, that the world doesn't get to see how high you can fly.
Oh my God, thank you, my precious angel.
I love that you've got people saying that they want to bring drugs back.
Wait, that's so good because
that's brilliant.
You know what? That just shows you care.
It's beautiful. It's love.
It's a really beautiful thing.
Because your health is your wealth, right?
And if you can figure out a way to do it, I'll totally split some with you. And we'll be
we all
fine.
benefit from you being that high, right?
Right, we really would. Because I mean, I'm just barely hanging on.
Yeah.
If I had Quaaludes, it'd be amazing.
Just a rainbow in every direction coming out of a cloud.
They would
Just
have
a
to
radiant-
write, they'd write medical papers about how is this incredible feat of human existence. Well, Quaaludes.
Quaaludes.
Yeah. So
Secret to her success.
Thank you
Quaaludes.
for supporting me in my desire to become a drug addict. I appreciate that.
Quaaludes, man.
I just want to say I'm on lewds. That's it for today. You can find us online at ridiculouscrime.com. We're also at Ridiculous Crime on both Blue Sky and Instagram. We're on YouTube at Ridiculous Crime Pod. Email ridiculouscrime@gmail.com. Most importantly, as I always say, leave us a talkback on the iHeart app. Reach out. Ridiculous Crime is hosted by Elizabeth Dutton and Zaron Burnett. Produced and edited by Clabbergirl Air Dave Kustin. Starring Annalise Rutger as Judith. Research is by Jerkson Perlick expert Marissa Brown and Gherkin Poledunk authenticator Jabari Davis. The theme song is by Bearer of 7 Red Flags Thomas Lee and Missing Bergatinos Diaz brother Travis Dutton. Post wardrobe is provided by Botany 500. Guest hair and makeup by Sparkleshot and Mr. Andre. Executive producers are Art World accountant Ben Bolin and hipster jazz cat painter guy Noel Brown.
Ridiculous crime.
Say it one more time.
Ridiculous crime.
Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.